weren't born to live in the shadows. You weren't born to settle, to shrink yourself, or to stay silent. You were born to rise. Deep inside you, there's a voice that refuses to be ignored, a fire that can't be put out. And no matter how many times life has pushed you down, something inside keeps whispering, "Get back up. You're not done yet. Every setback you faced wasn't meant to bury you. It was meant to build you. Every failure wasn't the end. It was preparation. Every time you thought you were finished, you were actually being shaped, strengthened, and molded into someone greater." The truth is, rising doesn't happen in comfort. Rising happens in struggle. Rising happens when the world tells you no and you decide to fight for your yes. Rising happens when your body says stop, your mind says quit, but your heart says one more step. And I know, you've been through storms. You've been through nights where the pain was unbearable, where the weight of everything made you question if you could even keep going. But let me remind you, you survived every single one of those nights. You are still here, still standing, still breathing. That is proof. You are built to rise. Winners aren't made when it's easy. They're made when it's hard. They're made when no one is watching, when the room is silent, when there's no applause, no recognition, no guarantee. Just you and your will to rise anyway. And don't think rising means you'll never fall again. You will fall. You will fail. You will hurt. But every single time you'll rise stronger, higher, more unshakable than before. Because the very act of getting back up is what turns ordinary people into legends. So remember this. You weren't born to give up. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to play small. You were born to rise. Rising isn't about luck. It isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity. It's about creating your own moment, your own opportunity, with discipline and consistency. Every morning you wake up, you have two choices: stay the same or rise. And the difference isn't made in huge leaps. It's made in the small, daily decisions no one else sees. The choice to get up when you want to sleep in. The choice to keep working when everyone else has stopped. The choice to chase excellence when others settle for good enough. This is where most people lose. They want the glory without the grind. They want the results without the sacrifice. But you're different. Because if you're listening to this right now, it means something inside you refuses to live average. And make no mistake, the climb won't be easy. Rising means stepping into discomfort, facing fear, and pushing past the limits your mind tries to put on you. Fear will tell you, you're not good enough. Doubt will whisper, you're wasting your time. But every time you silence those voices with action, you rise. Think about the eagle. While other birds hide when the storm comes, the eagle spreads its wings and rises higher, carried by the very winds that terrify others. That's you. Your storms aren't here to destroy you. They're here to lift you, if you have the courage to face them. And here's the truth. The world doesn't reward those who quit. It doesn't remember the ones who almost made it. It remembers the ones who refused to stay down. The ones who rose again and again, until the world had no choice but to notice. So build your habits like a warrior. Train your mind to focus, to endure, to adapt. Train your body to push past fatigue. Train your spirit to never give in to despair. Because rising isn't an event. It's a lifestyle. You weren't born to watch life pass by. You weren't born to hide your potential. You were born to rise, to climb higher, to fight harder, to inspire others with your resilience. And the moment you decide that quitting is not an option, that's the moment everything changes. That's the moment your rise begins. One day you're going to look back on this exact moment, the struggle, the battles, the nights you questioned everything, and you'll realize it was the moment that defined you. The moment you chose not to quit. The moment you chose to rise. Because rising isn't just about achievement, it's about transformation. It's about becoming someone who refuses to let fear decide their future. It's about rewriting the story that life tried to hand you and saying, "No, this is who I am. This is who I was born to be." Think about it. Every hero, every leader, every legend, they weren't born with a crown on their head. They were born with the same doubts, the same fears, the same struggles as you. But what set them apart was this. When life told them to stay down, they rose, again and again. And that's what you're here to do. So let me tell you this. Your pain has a purpose. Your scars tell a story. Your setbacks are shaping your strength. And your struggle right now, it's not proof of weakness. It's proof that you're on the path to something greater. Because the higher you're meant to climb, the harder the test will be. But hear me. Nothing can stop a person who refuses to stay down. Nothing can stop someone who has decided deep in their soul, "I was born to rise." So when life knocks you down, rise. When people doubt you, rise. When fear whispers in your ear, rise. When your body aches and your mind is screaming to quit, rise anyway. Because every time you rise, you prove to the world and to yourself that you are unstoppable. And one day, when you stand on the mountain you once thought was impossible to climb, you'll realize the truth. You were never ordinary. You were never meant to stay hidden. You were never meant to give up. You were born to rise. Listen to me. Life will test you. It will push you to the edge. It will throw storms at you so powerful that you'll wonder if you can even survive them. And in those moments, the easiest thing in the world is to quit. To lower your head. To say, "Maybe this isn't for me." But that's not you. You weren't born to quit. You weren't born to stay down. You weren't born to let fear decide your future. You were born to rise. Every scar you carry, every tear you've shed, every failure you've endured, is not the end of your story. It's the foundation of your rise. And the world may not see it yet, but one day they will. One day they'll look at you and realize that nothing could keep you down. Not pain, not doubt, not fear. Nothing.